आर्मी
the real-time market would give you cheaper power. So that is a risk. I mean,
Sir, on the land, what is the timeline for handing over of the land?
we would give it as soon as the agreement is signed.
Okay, and when we are getting the land will be completely free from all encumbrances,
Yes, yes.
and we will be able to start the work
Yeah,
on time.
we can also tell you the process about how.
We have defined process for handing over so that it should be smooth and the developer will have a real land with him within a defined time.
So can we have some timeline that this is the timeline by which time the land will be handed over completely free of cost, and if it is not handed over, then there can be some time extension or something, some clauses can be there?
So with all those past experience, we have defined a procedure. So how it will happen and what is our end developer's responsibility. So it's clear-cut process.
And have you also defined the usable land? Somebody has asked that question earlier, that because this is consisting
so
of
581 hectare is a clear land which doesn't consider any of the
valleys and
or the downs or the natural flows bodies, etc. So it's 581 is clear land.
clear usable land for solar. So the second question was on the transmission line. The transmission line, I mean, there is a timeline that is fixed, and the transmission line will be ready 1 month before that December 27 deadline. And do we get a deemed generation if the transmission system is not ready and the plant is ready?
No, there is a day-to-day extension that is given.
No, time extension won't matter us because we have already spent the money on the plant. So we have spent the money, and if the project, the transmission line is not ready, and if we are not.
So external transmission line, first of all, the COD in this case is a longer period, and the transmission line is being built with the help of ADB financing, and that project is under a great amount of monitoring and transparent disclosure. So this is a case of active risk management that has to be done, so that your timing of investment is tuned a little bit according to what information you receive on progress of the actual transmission taking place. So, but there is no deemed generation clause. I don't think that is followed in industry anywhere. So that is not included here also.
I mean, my request is, because if you can also include that, you can also penalize the transmission execution agency that is there in all the CTU transmission line as well. And this is a very long timeline that you have given up to 27. So if you can put that some sort of at least deemed generation, and give me the deemed generation. So if you can consider that clause also, that will be good.
Deemed generation तो नहीं होती तो back to back आपको मिलेगी. Development policy अगर आप डिले की वजह से लगी तो it will be make back to back available to you or procurer whomsoever.
So the third question was on the penalty for not giving the nighttime power. You said it will be 1.5%. Can we make it same? The charging power for the battery in the night time. So
No. I think the provision is that it's a take or pay. Even if you are unable to supply morning power because the grid did not supply you power, it would be a deemed payment for you. But it is not 1.5. The penalty is twice for both. I mean, it's just yeah.
No. My question is that suppose if we don't give the morning, if the grid power is given in the night, and if the developer failed to supply the morning power, we are penalized. If the same case, if the grid charging power is not provided in the night, can we also get the same level of compensation? I mean, it has to be a level playing field.
No. See, it is a deemed. So, I mean, assuming they had supplied power, you would have supplied power, so you would get the applicable tariff. So I don't think it's a case of level play. And it is as if you had fulfilled your obligation by supplying the morning peak.
So we get full.
You get full,
full tariff you get.
tariff, but there is no penalty on them because they are fulfilling their part of the responsibility. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I have one more question. It is regarding availability. It has been mentioned that 95% availability is required, but hello, I am audible?
Yes, you are.
There is a condition that for 95% availability, but for augmentation for in the 4th year and 9th year. Hello.
Please continue. Yeah.
Yes. So in the 4th year, 9th year, and subsequent years, augmentation of batteries is required. For that, plant has to be shut down or some maintenance period has to be provided. Is there any provision? Because I don't find any provision for that. So such point should be there. So I think that 95% can be reduced to 93 or 92 so that it can give annual maintenance plan for that. Because
So the 95% availability take care of 18 days of maintenance in a year. So hence we have kept it 95%, but we take your point. If you want it to be 90%, we'll look into it, sir. But as of now, we have taken 18 days provision for maintenance in a year for the battery.
Sir, I'm
I'm
Ashish
taking
Jain
your
from
point, sir.
NHDC. I'd like to add to this point because this battery market is still in a evolving stage, and definitely over the period of 25 years of the life of the project, we will have to at least once or twice. So that would require a complete maintenance. I think complete overhauling schedule should be there, sir. So it will be an outage for more than 6 months, maybe 8 months, or so. Do we have any provision to address this particular issue in this?
So your suggestion is that the availability period should be minimum should be lesser. That is the point.
Sir, my point is we'll have to completely change the battery bank. Maybe after 12 years, after the life of the battery is over, or 14 years or whatever, because it's still we are not able to establish what life of batteries we'll be able to get. But that particular time when we'll have to change the complete battery bank, whole battery system, BSS, that would require a major time span to get it completely newly commissioned. And it will again a process of commissioning then.
So can it not happen in phases? And
Sir, since the initial project is commissioned in the same period, so the life of the more or less it will be coming in the same time.
I mean, like people get knees replaced together. So both the knees, person is born at the same time, both the knees happen, but usually you get
They are
knee
just
replacement.
Two, sir. Knees are
done
just
at-
two, sir. This battery will be a big thing, and this battery bank.
I think that if we can phase it, and if we give some allowance in the annual thing, that might be able to take care of it. And if we can structure it over 2 years, I mean, it needn't to be all in one contract year. It can be spread over two contract years. So I
Sir,
suppose.
over the life of the project, we should be given at least 2 spans where we can get these things done.
I mean, say there is a difference between a thermal plant where you have to have a complete shutdown for a overhaul, and here, which is largely a modular structure. So there, I think, rather than a complete shutdown, giving a slightly relaxed performance parameter and you replacing your batteries over 2 contract years, I think that should be able to overcome the problem. But we appreciate the point that perhaps we need to liberalize it beyond 95%.
Thank you.
Hello.
Sir, we are from Hindustan Power. We also have certain queries to raise, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Yes, sir.
Okay. I am Vijay Sharma from Epicon Energy Group, Bangkok, Thailand. So we are in BSS business for more than 10 years and have done many installations in many countries. I would like to share here some of the practices worldwide. As Mr. You said, correct, as you said very correctly, So normally the stacking of the BSS is in the modular, when they are always. This is as per the modern practice. So the maintenance or replace of batteries is not as that tough as we are, thinking right now. So, but definitely the life cycle of the battery has to be considered. There are many technical points which are, going very fast as far as the development is concerned, like an energy management system, battery management system. And these are very vital points for the sustainability of the overall system. That should not be overlooked. So, as far as the life cycle of the BSS is concerned, that must be considered. At least 2 life cycles should be considered in the project. A total tenure. Then, as far as the the technology is concerned, when we are talking about EMS and BMS, so the initial capital investment will definitely increase. And also would like to share our experience that for the night charging of the battery from grid, as per our experience and many other manufacturers, is not a wise thing. As per our experience and others as well, we normally install dedicated PV for battery charging, because it should be with a steady charging current. Because we have to consider DOD and so many factors in the battery life. If we want to have a longer life and stability, so we must consider all these points. So this definitely is going to increase the initial cost. So my point is that in the tender, only financial points are should not be very much considerable, but also the technical points which are responsible for the sustainability and overall system efficiency and performance. Thank you.
Since you have been in the business for long, so you mentioned that there is a problem with the grid charging. So can you just explain that problem a little bit?
Yeah. See, as far as the, because the grid, they have their system for some, not for the battery charging. So it is, as far the amount is concerned, it is not very long. But then we have found many different reasons, like the voltage which we get for the charging, many times the low voltage is there. This is one. Then because these systems have been installed in the rural areas, in many countries. So the availability of the power is also questionable. Many times the power in the night is not available. Definitely it is available in peak time, morning and evening, but many times the power from grid is not available in the night time. And when it is available, voltage is highly fluctuating. So